Well, good evening, volleyball fans, and welcome back to the Coyote Center for a thrilling night of volleyball action here on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network. I'm Matt McCurdy, and we are live from Pecos Road, just north of the 202, in the state-of-the-art Coyote Athletic Center, where your Chandler-Gilbert Coyotes are set to face off against the Pima Community College Aztecs. Now, a lot has transpired since our last broadcast, so let's kick it back for a quick Coyote recap. The Coyotes are home tonight after a road loss to the Scottsdale Artichokes on Wednesday night. The Artichokes are ranked number 1 in the conference and number 8 in the NJCAA D2 circuit. So top-tier team, highly ranked in the conference, but also in the nation. And they played a hard 3 matches against the Coyotes. The Artichokes took the win on Wednesday, placing them now with an 8-win streak in total and a 15-2 overall win and loss record in the overall conference. The Coyotes, with all the pieces now back, players back together after several hard games due to injuries, right? We're all aware of those. Alex Johnson returned to the home court last Friday in their matchup against Phoenix Community College. It was a great game, fun to see all the girls back on the court, and the Coyotes came out triumphant in this game with a clean 3-0 sweep. They hadn't seen that in a while, and it just was great to see all the pieces coming back together to play hard and play as a team. Just a great thing to see. So if you missed that game, you missed a good one. In the month of October, the Coyotes have played Mesa Community College with a close loss, 3-2 match. So that was a close game against Mesa Community College, currently ranked number 3. South Mountain taking the win. They took the win, 3-2. The Coyotes won that one. Last week, they played Phoenix College, and they also won 3-0 sweep against Phoenix College. This last Wednesday, played the Scottsdale Artichokes, and we already know the outcome of that one just days ago on Wednesday. And now they are back to take on the Pima Aztecs here on the home court. So it should be a good one. Pima currently ranked number 4 in the conference, just 1 seat ahead of your Coyotes, who are ranked number 5. And Aztecs currently have 9 wins and 5 conference losses. The Coyotes and Aztecs squared off back on September 10th and the 25th, with the Aztecs taking the win in both those meetups. Now, just to give a little coverage on those past games, because I think it plays heavily into what you're looking towards tonight in this game. On the matchup on the 10th, Pima starting off really strong, started with a win, 25-21 in that first set. But then the Coyotes came back hard in the second and third with 25-14 and 25-19. So really came in, made their mark known, and punched those 2 games away. Really impressive. The Aztecs then came back and closed it out in the 4th and the 5th, 25-17 and 16-14. Now, in talking to Coach Nelson about that game specifically, he mentioned that was a game they felt like they could win, that they should have won, and they just weren't able to close it out there in the last part of the game. So, once again, a good reflection. They had all their girls on the court. Now, the game on the 25th, the most recent game against the Aztecs, on the 25th, Pima still taking the win. However, that was the night that Alex Johnson and several of the other Coyotes players took some of those injuries early on and really set the game back for the Coyotes. So let's go back to that game on the 10th. Aztecs outdid the Coyotes in 2 areas, and that was digs and aces. Coyotes doing a lot better on their hitting percentage and just overall off the net offensively. But yeah, struggling on some of those first touches. Now on the 25th, they did okay on those hitting percentages as well, but losing those key players like Alice Johnson and really took a setback to their game. So it's hard to tell on that game as well. Here's the deal. Both teams very talented and equipped to take a win. Record would give the Aztecs the edge tonight with wins in the last 2 matchups, obviously. But, if you look at their past games, the Coyotes had a very close game in their first bout. And then, obviously, the second game, several injuries that really gave them some setbacks. Pima, a talented team. Since the Coyotes teams have adapted and they have improved in their back row game, Alex Johnson is back and healthy, bringing a great cohesiveness to the lineup and their starting setter. I think it'll be very interesting to see how these 2 teams play. And here's the other thing. In talking to the girls last game here on the home court post game, they said, they've had some losses this season. They've had to step up to the plate, and some of those early season games that they could have won and they didn't quite close it out, didn't quite get the kill. That hunger to get the kill early on when they have the lead is here. It's real. It's alive. And I think these losses have strengthened determination to close out games. So that's what they're looking at. That's the attitude and intention they need to have tonight if they're going to take the win on the Aztecs. Real quick, let's review the current conference rankings. The Coyotes still sit as the number 5 ranked team in the division, sitting with 6 wins and 8 losses on the current conference record. Ahead of them in the division is Scottsdale, ranked in the first in the conference with a 12-2 in-conference record. The Glendale Gauchos in the second seed with a 10-3 record, 10 wins, 3 losses. On the up is Mesa in the third, coming in with a 9-5 record. This is a talented conference, ladies and gentlemen. It's a talented conference, lots of great teams. Pima in the bows with Mesa in the 4th seed, and they've been going back and forth all season. In talking to Coach Dan Bithel, head coach for the Aztecs, he mentioned that, they've been playing. He wishes they could have won a few games to put them over the edge, but they've been battling with Mesa for that 4th seed all season long. Mesa with the 4th, 9-5, or Pima in the 4th with a 9-5 record. Then you've got your Chandler-Gilbert Coyotes in the 5th seed with a 6-win, 8-loss record. South Mountain with a 2-11 record, and Phoenix College with an 0-14. So, talented team. Lots to be excited for here tonight. Pima is no joke. Lots of athleticism, lots of power, lots of hunger. The Coyotes, great hitting percentages, needing to get that ball up off the first touch and really pound it home. We'll see who takes the lead tonight and comes on the court strong. Now let's take a quick look at the players to be looking out for tonight from the Pima Aztecs. On the Pima team, we've got Haley Gilliland, a sophomore outside hitter. Overall has 289 kills this season, has a .13 hitting percentage, 264 digs, 38 blocks, 18 aces, 329.5 points for the season. So Gilliland is a top offensive player. She's leading in kills for the team and points per set. And not only that, she's a great defensive player too, so really helping the team all around across the board. Maggie McReynolds, freshman outside hitter, 239 kills, .15 hitting percentage, 258 digs, 34 aces, 278 points this year. So once again, a great, well-rounded player again, contributing both offensively and defensively, and being able to help her team out, get some great wins. Jasmine Joseph, sophomore libero, 296 digs, 30 aces, 33 points. So really one of their key defensive players, excelling in digs and helping her team in the back row get the ball up, get those first touches, and really give them the chance to play their game. Kenneth Simon, sophomore, middle blocker, 137 kills, 49 blocks, 171 points. Simon really stands out as the team's most efficient middle blocker, and once again, a powerhouse defensively. Want to be on the lookout for her. Julia Weatherby, freshman setter, 422 assists, 18 aces, 96 digs, overall 43 points this season for her team. And she's their primary setter, leading them in assists. So the fact that she not only can set, but also is pretty talented getting the digs up and assisting in that way as well, really helps her get her team out of some tough pinches. So those are some players to be looking out for. We'll obviously keep our eyes open for all the other talented athletes on the Aztecs team, as I'm sure they'll be rotating in, but keep your eyes out for those ones for sure. Well, we are just minutes away from the beginning of this exciting game. The Chandler-Gilbert Coyotes versus the Pima Aztecs. Pima in the baby blue. And your Chandler-Gilbert Coyotes in the home team white. We'll be right back in just a couple minutes as we get ready for the start of this game. Well, we are back with just seconds from the beginning of this exciting game. Pima Aztecs versus the Chandler-Gilbert Coyotes. And this is a game you don't want to miss. Thank you so much for everyone joining us here on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network. I'm Matt McCurdy, and we are lining up for the beginning of this exciting game for the starting lineup and the national anthem. We're so excited to announce this is for the Live Like Lexi Foundation game in honor of Lexi Schultz.
Yeah, boss!
And now we will honor Lexi for the Live Like Lexi Foundation game. Lining up, we've got the family of Lexi Schultz. And what a wonderful crowd on site here to honor and be here to take part in this great game.
I'll have them step out. So this is Gus, Lexi's father, and his wife, Marcia.
Now, the Lexi Foundation, just to give some background, is dedicated to honoring the life and spirit of Lexi Schultz by fostering kindness, determination, and opportunity through scholarships and support for young women in volleyball. And they aim to empower them to pursue their dreams without limits and build a legacy of kindness that Lexi amplified in her life. And you can see the wonderful family and friends of Lexi here tonight to honor her in this what will soon be the first of an annual game here at the college. And for everyone listening on the broadcast, I hope we've turned the mics on full blast. Hopefully you can hear the wonderful stories being shared by the family and friends, and I'll try to fill you in as the game goes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to Chandler-Gilbert
So once again, a great, wonderful opportunity to be here tonight in honor of Lexi Schultz for the Live Like Lexi Foundation. And now we'll get ready for the game with our starting lineup and national anthem. On the Pima end, we've got number 1, Maggie McReynolds, the freshman from Tucson, Arizona. Next, number 4, Ellie Minky, the outside hitter from Tucson, Arizona. Number 7, Kenna Simon. Next is number 8, Haley Gilliland, sophomore from Flagstaff. And number 10, Kendall Snyder, a freshman from Tucson, Arizona. And lastly, number 15, Taylor Crawford, a sophomore from Tucson, Arizona. And number 6, Jasmine Joseph, their libero. As mentioned, head coach Dan Bithell. And now on the verse end, your Chandler-Gilbert Coyotes. And starting us off, you got number 1, Kia Crafter. As the setter, number 4, Alex Johnson. Number 8, Talia Benson, a freshman from Gilbert, Arizona. Next is number 10, Marissa Morehouse, a sophomore from Torrington, Wyoming. Number 12, Tally Copel, the sophomore for Gilbert, Arizona. And number 13, Shelby Sancalace, the sophomore from Queen Creek, Arizona. And lastly at libero, it's number 9, Brianna McClemens, the sophomore from Gilbert, Arizona. And then, of course, your head coach for the Chandler-Gilbert Coyotes, Jeff Nelson. Well, both teams will now go to the net, high five in a sign of sportsmanship as they prepare for the beginning of this game. Rest for tonight's game, your officials, Earl Capps and Vance Johnson. On the line, your judges, Vic Pear and Quincy Fleming. We're so honored to have these great officials and referees that keep control of the game and make sure we stay and keep things straight. Wonderful, wonderful officials here tonight. We will now take a moment of silence and pause for the national anthem. We'll be right back.
Once again, thank you. So back to follow.
All right, and with the national anthem underway, we are now just seconds from the beginning of this roller coaster of game that's about to ensue against the Pima Aztecs and the Chandler-Gilbert Coyotes. Once again, for everyone joining us on broadcast in the baby blue and navy, we've got the Pima Aztecs, and in your home white and teal, the Chandler-Gilbert Coyotes. Ready for action, ready to play their game and bring the intensity to the court. Once again, this game is in honor of Lexi Schultz for the Live Like Lexi Foundation, on the great life that she lived and everything she stood for. Volleyball being a big part of that, and hopefully you were able to hear the opening ceremony in honor of her and in honor of this annual game that will happen hopefully for years to come. And with that, we are ready to rock and roll. Coyotes with the ball. And that will just come short of the net, being served by number 10, Marissa Morehouse. That'll be now a Aztec ball. Serving number 8, Haley Gilliland, the sophomore from Flagstaff, Arizona. Their primary outside hitter. She'll send it over. It's good. It's up. Johnson with the push. Kopel, little dump. Looking like she was going to go for a big swing. She'll send it on the sideline and get a point for the Coyotes. Bringing it back. Brianna McClemens, the libero from Gilbert, Arizona, now taking the line, ready to serve. She'll send it up and over. It's good. Bumped up. Number 15 will set it outside. And number 4 walked off the hands of Callie Kopel, but it will go out of bounds off the big swing from number 10. I apologize, number 4 from Pima, and that was Ellie Minky. Number 6, Jasmine Joseph with the send over. And Marissa Morehouse will just barely get under it, a little slow, as it will go flying out of bounds. Joseph ready for the serve. It's good. Morehouse will get it up that time. Johnson will push backwards to Benson. Big swing right off the back line. It's good. Point, Coyotes. So far, kind of an even spread of tempo as both teams testing the waters, playing it pretty close to the vest. No one coming off too strong. Benson on the back line, ready to serve. She'll send it. It's good. It's up. Number 8. It'll be pushed out to the outside. Number 1. Benson will get it up. Clemens. Metcalf with a big swing. It's up outside again. Big swing from the corner, but it's put up. Benson will set over to Kopel. Kopel, big swing. Kept alive by Gilliland. And it will go flying out of bounds. Unable to recover. Pima will give the point to the Coyotes. Benson with the ball. She'll prep and serve. It's over. It's good. Gilliland Gillespie up 15-7. Big play. It's popped back over. McClemens trying to pop it up just a little too close to the net. And number 7 from the Aztecs, Kenneth Simon, will jump up and pound it away. Simon, 6'1", from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Playing big off the net and pounding into the court below. Big serve over. Benson kept it alive. Will push out to Metcalf. Metcalf, big swing off the fingertips of the Aztecs. Gilliland will send it over to number 1. Big swing, blocked by the Coyotes. Morehouse gets it up. McClemens with the save. Metcalf a little outside, but she'll swing it to get it good. It's bouncing off the hands. Pushed by 15. 1 will swing it over the top. Benson up. McClemens will kick it over to Kopel. Kopel, big swing. Gilliland kept it alive out to 15. Gilliland will shove it over. Morehouse over to Benson. Kopel with another one. And she'll swing outside. It'll go out of bounds. That'll be Pima's ball. A good rally by both teams as they test each other out. Ellie Minky from the back row will serve it. Kopel, McClemens, and Metcalf will hit it off the top tier bar. Hit it off the post. That'll be Pima's ball. Minky back at the line to send it over. Minky will send it. It's right off the net. Kopel will get it up. Benson to the middle on Crafter. Crafter with a big swing that bounces off the net and will ricochet off the hands of the Pima Aztecs out of bounds. Coyotes point. Kopel now on the back line, prepping for the serve. Kopel, big swing, pretty far out. Minky gets it up, but it's a little twisty. Number 1 with a big swing. Looks like the Aztecs struggled to get control of that ball as Minky Got first hit, bumped it a little bit shaky off to the back row. Came off a little weird for number 1, Maggie McReynolds on the outside. Kopel, big swing. Once again, coming off a little shaky on Minky's hands as it'll go flying into the net. Kopel doing a good job sending the ball into a couple different locations, keeping the Aztecs on their toes. Kopel will send it again. Number 6 this time will get it up. That's Jasmine Joseph. McReynolds tries to tip it over. McClemens up to Metcalf. Metcalf, big swing. Minky will get it up this time. 15 will push out to McReynolds, and she'll send it to the far corner in no man's land, just right inside. That'll be a point for the Aztecs. Maggie McReynolds in the back, ready to serve. Their outside hitter, freshman. Metcalf with a big swing. It goes off the hands, ricocheted. Pushed out to number 11, big swing. McClemens will keep it alive. Salazar over the top. Shoved out to Gilliland. Off many hands, Salazar kicks it back up to Benson. Trapped her, dumps it right over the top and onto the court. Aztecs try to recover off that one, but that will be a call in favor of the Coyotes. Coyotes will get the point. Coyotes doing a good job of switching up the pace and the tempo and the play there, leading to the point. Hakeem now serving. She'll send it over. Coming off the hands of number 6, Jasmine Joseph, their libero, a little shaky there, as I think she expected to be further back. Didn't quite get under the ball enough. Zariah Hakeem back at the serve. It's over, it's long, but kept alive. Outside to number 11. Number 11, Julia Baird. Swinging it out of bounds. Number 12 now, Addie Fisher in the back row to serve. Checking into the game. It's good, it's tight, good serve. Comes ricocheting back over. She'll pick it up, and Gilliland will try to bounce it off, but misreads. Will smack the post and send it back to the Coyotes. Alex Johnson in the back, ready to serve. She'll send it over, a good serve. Joseph with the up, kicked over to Gilliland. She'll send it from far back out. Salazar gets it up. Johnson put into Benson. Benson from way out, swings it over, gets it in. Joseph to the middle. She'll swing way out, and she'll get the out of bounds call off the back. And Johnson, looking like she's trying to send it to the far back corner of Aztec court, will send it out of bounds. Number 15, Taylor Crawford, the sophomore setter from Tucson, Arizona, now in the back for the Aztecs to serve. She'll send it. It's good. Kopel with the up. Johnson, Salazar, big swing right down the far line. That'll be a point for the Coyotes. Great ball placement from Sage Salazar. I apologize. That it was out of bounds. I'll go to the Aztecs. Served over, pushed out to Gilliland. Big swing, but once again, hitting the post. Going out of bounds. That'll be the Coyotes' point. Close game so far. Coyotes 11, Aztecs 10 on the board. Marissa Morehouse ready to serve. She'll send it long, and it'll go out of bounds. Number 8, Haley Gilliland, now in the back row on the serve. She'll send it over. McClemens gets it up. Johnson will push it far to Kopel. Kopel, big swing, off the hands. 15 will push out to McReynolds, who will come in with a powerhouse swing off the hands of the Coyotes, which the ball will go flying out of bounds, and that'll be a point for the Aztecs. Gilliland with her second serve here. She'll send it over, and it's just a little long off the back end of the Coyotes' court. That'll be a point for the Coyotes. Brianna McClemens now in the back to serve for the Coyotes. She'll send it nice and tight over the top. McReynolds with the first. Out to Minky with the big swing. McClemens will bump it up, and Kopel will rush in for the little tip over the top. Pushed out and over to Gilliland in the back row. Doesn't quite make it over, and that will be multiple touches without sending it back over the net. Looks like a small miscommunication from the setter. Not quite getting into placement. McClemens back and ready to serve. She'll send it. Joseph with the first. Out to Minky. Big swing as she powers it off the hands of McClemens in the far corner. And will send it right into the court. Number 4, Ellie Minky with some power. Jasmine Joseph now ready to serve. Looking to put some more points on the board. She'll send it over. It's good. Morehouse gets it up. Johnson will push it to Kopel, but it's a little tight on the net as Minky and Simon were ready and prepared to pound it back home. That will be an Aztec point. Joseph with the swing. It's over. Kopel gets it up. Johnson will push it to Kopel. Kopel looking for a big one. She'll bounce it off the hands of the defense. Joseph outside of McReynolds. McReynolds big. Johnson kicks it to Benson. Benson, big swing off the fingertips. Gilliland, 15. Gilliland from the back row. A nice push. McClemens will get it to Kopel. Kopel with a powerhouse swing. Gilliland, energetic, will keep it alive, but it will ride the net, and the Aztecs will be unable to recover. That'll be a point for the Coyotes. Tally Benson ready to serve in the back for the Coyotes. She'll send it a nice line rider, but that line will be out of bounds. Another quick point for the Aztecs. So far, both teams exchanging some easy points with some faulty starting serves. Minky will send it over. Kopel will bounce it up. Benson kicks out to Metcalf. Metcalf, big swing. McReynolds keeps it alive. 15 will put it over. He'll come back down. She'll bounce it over. Kopel on the line. It's out of bounds. Kopel catching the ball just a little tight and outside of the net. Unable to get the angle. Will send it flying out. Both teams going into a huddle as they head into a timeout. 14 on the board for the Coyotes, 16 for the Aztecs. It's been tied up and close all night long with both teams just barely a few points ahead of each other. Looking strong in this first set. Both teams having a few faulty starts and faulty serves, leading to some easy points for both teams. Neither one showing dominance or a powerhouse to blow out one team or another. There's a lot to see, more to come in these next few minutes. We'll be right back as we head into this rest of this first set. And we're back after that short timeout. Aztecs 16, Coyotes 14 on the board. We're nearing the second part of this first set of the CGCC Coyotes versus Pima game. It is Pima's ball with Ellie Minky at the serve. She'll send it over. It's tight, but it rides the line out of bounds. And that'll be a quick point for the Coyotes. Sage Zalazar checking in for Marissa Morehouse. And Tally Copel on the back row for the serve. She'll throw it up. It's good. It's over. Joseph will keep it alive. 15 pushes out to the 7. 7 with a big swing. But some skillful evasion from the back row will keep it going out of bounds. That'll be a point for the Coyotes. McReynolds gets the first bump. It's way out. Gilliland will recover and send it over. Salazar. Benson. Metcalf with the push. It'll go over. Kept alive by number 15, Taylor Crawford. McReynolds will do a push to the back row. Copel to Benson. Salazar, big swing. McReynolds with the one hand. Gilliland with the downward fist will put it over the net. McClemens bumps to Metcalf. Metcalf with a little dump and a devious one at that as she drops it on the line. Joseph sliding in, trying to recover, but it will go out of bounds. That'll be a Coyote point. Tally Copel on the back, ready to serve. She'll send it over. It's good. Gilliland gets the rough bump off the top. McReynolds with the over the top. She'll send it. McClemens to Benson. Metcalf, big swing, blocked by the defense. McClemens back again for Copel in the back row. She'll bounce off the wire, but it's kept alive. McReynolds, big swing, meets the arms of the Coyotes defense. That's Crafter and Metcalf off their hands. And it will bounce out of bounds. That will be an Aztec point. McReynolds gets it over. Copel kicks it up, and Benson kicks down to Sage Salazar. It rides the line, but she'll manage to keep it alive. McReynolds from way back will fly from the middle back and slam it into the court. McReynolds showing some serious hops. Flying out of nowhere for that point. She'll send it into the net off that serve. Just a little tight and a little low. Sarai Hakeem checking in for Kia Crafter. Hakeem ready to serve. She'll send it over. McReynolds will keep it alive. Gilliland with a big swing, but a little too much power and not enough down. It'll go out of bounds. Hakeem, another serve. Gilliland will try to get it up, but it will go flying to the net. And that'll be a timeout called by the Aztecs. Coyotes now taking the lead with 2 points. 20, Aztecs 18 in this tight first set against these two evenly talented and evenly matched teams. Remember, these two teams have played 2 times already this season. The first matchup, a thriller, a tight one. Both teams playing it well. Aztecs taking a first early lead. Coyotes coming back with the Aztecs taking the win. Second game, a slightly different story with some unfortunate injuries for the Coyotes, but they are back and they're playing well on both ends. It's a game you don't want to miss. It's been exciting so far, all tied up. No one's really taken the lead or the edge here in that first set. We'll see who wins out after this short break. And we are back. For everyone join us, Aztecs in the baby blue and navy, and your Chandler-Gilbert Coyotes in the white and teal. Sarai Hakeem at the serve. She'll send it over. Gilliland gets it up. It's put out to number 11 with good power and swing, but bounces it off the net, and that'll be a Coyotes point. That was his number 11, Julia Bard. Hakeem gets it over. Joseph pushes it outside to Gilliland. Big swing, gets it over. Benson pushes to Salazar. Salazar with the power. Joseph recovers, but the power of Salazar sends it flying right back out of bounds off of Joseph's hands. That will be a point for the Coyotes. And we've talked about this every game. Sage Salazar can bring the power. Hakeem kicks it over. Gilliland gets it up. It's dumped over by the setter with a little craftiness and a trick shot to put it down on the court for a quick point for the Aztecs. And number 12, Addie Fisher, will swing it over. Copel gets it up. Benson pushes to Salazar. Salazar playing big. It's kept alive. Gilliland with the swing over. And a violation is called of some sorts. Not sure the read on that. Didn't have a good angle. Well, that'll be a violation and a point for the Aztecs. Addie Fisher back at the serve. She's ready. It's up and a little short. It will go into the net. Alex Johnson checking in for Sydney Metcalf. And Kenna Simon checking in for Addie Fisher. Alex Johnson on the serve. She sends it. It's good. Gilliland gets it up, keeps it alive. Back row, McReynolds. She'll bump it over the big swing from Sage Salazar. Joseph with the alive. Sage will try to pop it off the top, and she'll get the point. Looked like Salazar thought maybe she had made a violation, hit the net, but it looks like they'll call it for the Coyotes. Coyotes now taking the lead with a 4-point lead over the Aztecs, 24-20. Aztecs will call a quick timeout. Both coaches looking to close it out early and take this first win. Nelson cheering on his girls and keeping them encouraged, helping them really lock in these crucial moments where it's just a few points away. And Bithell, Coach Dan Bithell, trying to lock in his girls and get the cohesiveness going. And in talking to Coach Bithell, you know, a wonderful coach, a great mindset and culture that he's built in his 25 years with the Aztecs. Just a longtime veteran of the game and knows his stuff. And he talked about his team, you know, talked about the culture that he's trying to build of a culture where they're cohesive and kind and they work together and really sacrifice for one another. And the Aztecs coming out of that huddle strong as number 11, Julia Bard, will get a big swing and score a point for her Aztec team. But Bithell, once again, just a great coach, really trying to he's built a culture of kindness, but also determination and loyalty and sacrifice for the other teammates, really dedicating themselves to the game. So that's really shown in his years as head coach for the Aztecs. Benson with a little dump over the top. Gilliland will take a big swing, and it will pay off as Copel dives for the recovery and just can't get there in time. Big swing from number 8, Haley Gilliland. Number 15, Taylor Crawford in the back for the serve. It will come off wonky off the hands of Tally Copel and go out of bounds. And with that, 1 point difference between these two teams now on the score. Coyotes 24, Aztecs 23. Coach Nelson will call a timeout and look to give the girls the encouragement they need to lock in and really close it out and put this game away, this first set, so they can go into the second. You know, Coach Bithell, in talking to him, he mentioned that, you know, with his team, with his girls, you know, there's a lot of teams in this conference, very talented, have a lot of great athletes, but they believe that, you know, 6 versus 1 can always win. And if you can have a cohesive team playing together, locked in, they can beat the most talented of players. And we'll see how that plays out here tonight as both teams try to lock in and score the final points to put this game away. Taylor Crawford still on the serve. A good swing. Copel will get it up. St. Glace to Benson. Benson with a nice dump over the top right into center court. No man's land to take the 25-23 in this first set. That'll be first game going to the Coyotes. Both teams will swap over sides as they prepare for the second set. A great first set for the Coyotes, coming out, what I would say, composed on both ends of the court, both teams, composed, but reading each other out, playing the game to figure out exactly how they want to attack. We've seen other games where teams come out as a powerhouse with lots of energy and control the tempo, but both teams kind of going back and forth, and I think that's something we're going to see a lot here tonight. If we go back to that first game on the 10th between these two teams, that's exactly what we saw. A lot of back and forth, tight matches, and Coyotes looking to get a win against the Aztecs as they've lost 2 of the 3 thus far. We'll be right back, leading into the second set against Chandler-Gilbert Coyotes versus the Pima Aztecs. Well, a tight, intense, close set in that last matchup against the Aztecs and Coyotes. For everyone joining us, you're joining a very exciting game, as it was just a slim margin that the Coyotes won by. Aztecs and Coyotes really neck and neck the entire match, and now they'll battle it out here in the second set and see who can take the lead. You're joined during the Live Like Lexi Foundation game, an annual game, and this is the first one, the first of annual games to come in honor of Lexi Schultz, who the foundation is formed for. Lexi Schultz was a bright light in the lives of everyone she met, and she had a sudden passing, and but her legacy of kindness and determination and inclusiveness lives on, and they want to spread that here at Chandler-Gilbert Community College, and specifically for the sport that she loved, which was volleyball. So thank you so much for joining us for this wonderful and memorable game here tonight in honor of the Live Like Lexi Foundation. And now both teams will take to the court. The Chandler-Gilbert Coyotes in the white and teal, and the Pima Aztecs in the baby blue and navy. Aztecs will take the first ball with Haley Gilliland serving. She sends it over. McClemens will get it up. Johnson pushes to Copel. Copel, big swing off the hands of Gilliland. She'll push it up outside to Crawford. McReynolds sends it over. Johnson to St. Glace right down the middle. And it will touch several of the Aztecs' hands, but they just can't quite get up and under and get it over. McClemens now will serve from the Coyotes. A big swing from St. Glace on that last play. McClemens sends it over. Joseph gets it up. Crawford to McReynolds. Who sends it down, and that'll be a Coyotes point. Jasmine Joseph from the Aztecs ready to serve. She sends it. It's nice tight. Morehouse gets it up, and Crafter will kick it down the middle. Gilliland out to Miki. Benson, big swing, will pound it through the defense's hands. Talia Benson coming in with some power and authority on that last play. Alex Johnson checking out for Sydney Metcalf. And Talia Benson will take the back row for the serve. A little short as it hits the net. And that'll be a quick point over to the Aztecs. All tied up here in the first few minutes of the second set. Ellie Minky will serve. She sends it over, and it looks like that might have been out of bounds, but unsure. Tally Copel will try to get it up, and it will go out of bounds. Ellie Minky back for the serve. And it's good. A nice tight serve. Benson will kick it out to Metcalf. Big swing, and it's good. Metcalf riding the far line, right down into the corner in no man's land. That will be a good point for the Coyotes. Tally Copel ready for the serve now for the Coyotes. And Minky will get it up. Crawford over to number 7. Kenna Simon, who will power it into the defense's hand and get the Aztecs a point. Maggie McReynolds, who's played a great game as the outside hitter for the Aztecs tonight. She'll prep to the serve, sends it over. McClemens bumps it up down the middle for Crafter, who will kick it right into the corner, and that'll be a point for the Coyotes. Some quick returns between both these teams. Not a whole lot of rallying, but some quick points on the board. Both teams tied up. Hakeem Joseph will kick it up. Gilliland, big swing. And a little miscommunication between Copel and Keem in the back row will send the ball backwards. Benson trying to get the recovery. It's no good. Aztecs will take the point. Addie Fisher, the freshman from Queen Creek, Arizona, ready to serve. And it is long and far out of bounds. She sent that ball all the way back to Queen Creek. That will be a point for the Coyotes. Alex Johnson ready to serve. Ball coming off a little tough in the back row as number 3, Julia Weatherby, the freshman setter, tries to recover, but just can't get there in time. Alex Johnson will now serve. Good spot. She'll kick it down the middle. Number 9 with the big swing. Defense was there. At number 11, Julia Bard with the big swing out of bounds. This will be a Coyotes point again. It's deep as McReynolds gets it up, kicks it outside, but Salazar is there with the hands as she puts the block on number 11, Julia Bard. Coyotes taking the biggest lead thus far in these two sets. Coyotes 8, Aztecs 5. McReynolds gets it up. It's kicked over to Gilliland. Big swing, but defense is there. They'll kick it back down. Gilliland with a toss to back row. Copel gets it up. Johnson pushes out to Salazar. Big swing from Salazar. It will ride the line and be in. That'll be a quick point for the Coyotes. A timeout will be called by the Aztecs as the Coyotes take the biggest lead yet in these two sets. Coyotes with 9, Aztecs 5 on the board. Both teams playing competitive, but the Coyotes coming out strong here in these last few minutes, really stacking up some points as the Aztecs struggle to find their mark, get their rhythm. We'll see if it continues. Coach Bithell calling the timeout, talking his girls into success, seeing how they can come together with chemistry and cohesiveness in this next few minutes of the set. We'll be right back after a quick break. Both teams back on the court for this exciting game as the Coyotes take the first major lead of these two sets. Both teams kind of playing a very even-keeled pace. No one really taking complete dominance. The Coyotes taking the lead here. Big swing from number 11, Julia Bard. And it'll bounce off Sage Salazar's hands out of bounds as Sage looked to get another block off that hit. Aztecs will regain control of the ball as Taylor Crawford goes to the back for the serve. It's a good serve. It's up. Benson with the bump. It goes backwards. McClemens will kick it back to Alex Johnson, who bumps it over the net. Crawford outside to Gilliland, who bounces that ball off the defense's hands and out of bounds with a massive swing. That ball went flying all the way into the pews. Kopel with the up. Crawford out to McReynolds with another great swing right through the hands of Benson and St. Glace. McReynolds will get the point for her team. Aztecs coming out of that timeout with some serious power. Crawford with another great serve. Alex will keep it alive, and Benson bumps it over the top. McReynolds to Crawford. Gilliland finding her mark and her power with a great swing to the far corner. That'll be another point on the board and a kill for Haley Gilliland. Aztecs coming out of the timeout strong. We tied this game up now 9-9. Big serve from Crawford out of bounds on the back end. Sage Salazar now ready to serve. Good swing, it's up. Gilliland will get it. Crawford back to Gilliland. Pounds it off the net. But it looks like just enough of a touch from the defense will send it out of bounds. Gilliland in the back for the serve. McClemens, good movement, will get it up. Morehouse with the run will recover, and Johnson will put it back over. McReynolds to Crawford will swing, kept alive by McClemens, and Morehouse, and St. Glace puts it over. Crawford outside to McReynolds, who bounces it off the hands of the Coyote defense for the point. And the Aztecs outside hitters bring the accuracy and the power after that latest timeout. Kopel gets it up. Johnson with a big push to Benson, and Benson laser snipes it through the arms of the Aztec defense and will find her mark for the point. Some powerful placement from Talia Benson on that last play. McClemens ready for the serve. She'll send it. It's good. Gilliland gets it up. Crawford outside to number 4. It'll be kept alive off some bounces, but out of bounds on the final hit. And it looks on that last play for everyone who's watching. Ellie Minke trying to get it up and over. Didn't quite get it. It was tapped by the defense. And they strove to get it off the net from there. Big swing from number 1, Maggie Reynolds on the outside. She'll pound it into the Coyote court for the point. Morehouse gets it up. It's pushed outside to Benson. Benson with another swing, slightly less accurate than the last as it goes out of bounds. Jasmine Joseph in the back row. She sends it up. It's over. Benson gets it alive. Johnson kicks it out to Copel. And Copel making her mark and her presence known with a big swing. Shows why she can bring the dominance. Callie Copel with the kill. Copel tying it up now, 13-13 on the board. Talia Benson in the back row. Big swing, Gilliland gets it up. Crawford to McReynolds. I apologize, Ellie Minke with a little too much power, go out of bounds. Coyotes will remain in control. Benson in the back row, ready for the serve. She preps, it's up, it's over. Joseph gets it up, Crawford to number 7 with some serious hang time as she glides and dunks it over the net. That's number 7, Kenan Simon. Kenan Simon, the middle blocker, sophomore from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Coming in at 6'1". Serious height on her as she comes over the top and really just hangs there and dunks it on the net. Number 4, Ellie Minke, will do the serve, but it will ride the line all the way out of bounds for a quick point for the Coyotes. And Tally Copel will now go to the back for the serve. Copel, it's up, it's over. And a great serve from Copel. And we've seen that consistently tonight. Copel, obviously, some power on the outside, but on the serves tonight, really throwing the back row Aztecs for a loop as she puts some serious power and spin on the ball, and the back row just struggling to get it up. Copel looking to make another. She sends it. Joseph gets control. Crawford dumps it over the top with a sneaky setter play. Finds the open hole, and that'll be a quick point for the Aztecs. And that's just some high-level IQ, and both teams playing that way, where the setters had some plays. They pushed it to their outside hitters. They've got some great kills, and then they switch up. They switch it up, and they change the pace. Sage Salzer with a powerhouse kick. Gilliland kicks it out of bounds. It looks like a potential violation as one of the line judges waves the flag and signifying there might be something in that last play they need to look at and discuss. Once we know, we'll let you know, as we have no idea on this end. Real quick, we'd like to thank the wonderful audience in attendance tonight. Many in support of the Live Like Lexi Foundation for this first of what will be an annual game to honor this foundation. It looks like the point will go to the Coyotes. Still not 100% sure what the call was there, but both teams discussing it, and that'll be the final call. But once again, thanking everyone in attendance in person and online watching for this great game in honor of Lexi from Lexi Schultz and for the Live Like Lexi game here tonight. Hakeem will kick it over. Gilliland off the hands, a little shaky as it was just a little bit of a high ball. And that'll put her teammates in a tough position to get it up and get it back over. That'll be a point for the Coyotes as Zariah Hakeem heads to the serve. She kicks it over. It's good. Joseph gets it up. She'll kick it way out, and there is the mark Julia Bard was looking for. She's had some great swings tonight, not quite getting the kills like she was hoping, and there she has it. Some great accuracy and a good kill for Julia Bard. Addie Fisher on the serve. It's up, it's over, it's tight. Great serve from Addie Fisher. Benson kicks it to Metcalf. Metcalf over the top, getting it over the hands of the defense. Copel will kick it up. Benson will kick it out to Salazar. Big swing from Sage Salazar with the sledgehammer as she brings it down on the Aztecs. who cannot get there quick enough to keep that ball alive. Sage Salazar will always bring the power. Alex Johnson on the serve. It's up, it's over. Another great swing as Julia Bard finding her flow here in the second set, making her mark with 2 kills right after another. And in talking to Coach Bithell, he said this girl, he's coached a lot of seasons, but this season he's got some girls who love to bring the power and the aggressiveness, and it's great to see that power and aggressiveness coming out here in the second set. Crawford outside to Gilliland with a great swing. McClemens with a great recovery as she keeps it alive. Alex out to Benson. Great hustle from Alex Johnson. Crawford to the middle for McReynolds. McClemens will rush over. Johnson outside to Sage Salazar. Big swing, and it will go flying into the rafters. And that is what Sage Salazar does as she bounces it off the hands of the Aztecs back row, and it will go flying in for a pop ball to the audience. Sage Salazar will head to the back for a serve. It's a little low, and it'll go into the net. Gilliland in the back for the serve. McClemens with a great bump up. Alex right down the middle to St. Clair. Looking like she wanted to get a little more swing on that ball, but has to float it over the top. But number 10, Kendall Snyder, was locked in and loaded as she blocks it right back over. Gilliland with the serve. Copel will get it up. Johnson pushes outside to Benson. Sniper action right there. She puts it down, but it's kept alive by Crawford. Gilliland for the back row. McClemens gets it up. Johnson pushes it outside to Copel. Copel, big swing. Kept alive by Joseph, and it will go out of bounds as that missile is redirected by Jasmine Joseph into the crowd. Coyotes taking the lead with 21 on the board to the Aztecs 19. Brianna McClemens in the back row for the serve, having a great game tonight as the libero. And Crawford gets it out, but it pushes too far for McReynolds coming on the up as she has to jump backwards to try and recover. It's no good. It will go out of bounds. A timeout called by Coach Bithell as the Aztecs find themselves in a bit of a deficit here in the late part of the second set. Coyotes 22, Aztecs 19. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. The girls back on the court, returning from a little words of encouragement and words of wisdom as we near the end of the second set. Coyotes winning the first, looking to close out here in the second and hopefully get a 3-0 sweep. McClemens with a high one over the top. Joseph kicks it up. Crawford outside to McReynolds. Big swing. Morehouse recovers. McClemens gets the ball. Copel kicks it back over. Gilliland, Crawford, and a fumble from number 10. Kendall Snyder as she tries to float it from the middle, and it's no good. Just barely missing the mark, and her hand rides off the side as the ball curls into the net. McClemens kicks it over for the serve. Joseph having to really come up far for that first hit. McReynolds taps over. McClemens was ready, and Copel will dish it over in to Gilliland, who tries to get the ball, but is a little too far up, and the ball will roll off of her out of bounds. A good read from the Coyotes. And what about the hustle from Brianna McClemens, running from the back row to dive and keep the ball alive. Gilliland with the up, and Minky will kick it over. Alex Johnson outside to Copel, and Copel right between the back row defense will find her mark and put them into 25-19 win for the Coyotes for the second set. They'll take the second win and head to the third set here at the Coyote Center. Once again, a game as promised. Both teams coming out strong and playing hard. A tight game all the way through with very little margin of points between the two, or separation of points between these two teams. Really locked in and playing their best. Coyotes coming out triumphant in the first and the second set of the game here. We're locked in. You got a quick break between these two games. Go grab a drink, maybe some chips, and join us right back here on the broadcast in just a few minutes. We'll be right back. Well, we are just minutes away from this third set in this game against the Aztecs and the Coyotes. Coyotes playing a well-paced game, staying strong and being able to close it out in the last few points of these games. Neither one of these teams having a great separation of points or taking a massive lead. Both teams maintaining pace, keeping up. The Aztecs seeming to struggle chemistry-wise and cohesiveness early in the games, but starting to find their mark in the later part of the second set as the power definitely was turned on from players like Maggie Reynolds, Haley Gilliland, and Ellie Minke. So some really significant pieces coming together. We'll see in this third match how those play out. Coach Bithell giving them a pep talk, running them through some plays, getting them locked in. The Coyotes playing a competitive and well-paced game across the board, having a few simple mistakes and fumbles here and there, whether that was from serves or out of bounds. But overall, doing a great job. Brianna McClemens doing an excellent job keeping the ball alive. And I talked to Coach Nelson. That was one thing he really mentioned was they got some great hitting percentages, one of the highest in the conference. But their first hit game, if that makes sense, their first touch, sometimes a little shaky, and they've really been working on that, and that is seen here tonight as they've managed to keep the ball alive time and time again to lock in and get the point. So we'll hopefully see that continue here in the third match. Once again, you're tuned in to the Live Like Lexi Foundation game here tonight against these two teams. Sponsored by the Lexi Foundation that was created to honor her memory, Lexi Scholes, in helping young women through volleyball scholarships and opportunities. So if you want to learn more, check it out. Check their foundation out at the livelikeLexiFoundation.org. We are live and in the first part of this third matchup. Marissa Morehouse in the back row for the serve. It's good. It's up. Joseph with the up. Outside to Minke, who just puts a little too much power on it and sends it flying out of bounds. Marissa Morehouse back at the serve. Aztecs looking to find the rhythm here in the third match. Morehouse sends it over. McReynolds gets it up. Crawford outside to Gilliland. Big swing. And unfortunately bounces off the net and out of bounds. Gilliland looking to kind of ride the line a little bit closer and find that open spot up close to the net on the far side of the court. Just barely misses her mark. Morehouse sends it up and over. Gilliland will kick it outside to Minke. who sets it up and over the top, kept alive by Morehouse. Crawford over to number 10, Kendall Snyder, who will send it out of bounds. Coyotes now 4 on the board. Aztec 0 in the first minute here of the game. Marissa Morehouse back at the serve. She'll send it over. Joseph, it's up. Crawford out to Gilliland. Big move. Morehouse with the recovery. Great up. Johnson outside to Benson. Benson with a little tip. And she'll send it right over into the sweet spot between the back row and the up front blockers. That'll be a point for the Coyotes. A good recovery from Talia Benson, who was riding the net pretty tight to get that one over. Marissa Morehouse ready for the serve. It's up. It's over. It's good. McReynolds up. And a little dump over the top. Johnson to Kopel. Big swing. And it will bounce off the defense's hands out of bounds. Morehouse with the serve. It's over. It's good. Gilliland gets it up. Crawford outside to Minky. Minky with a bit of a change-up will kick it over the top. McClemens to Kopel. Kopel, big swing. Joseph gets it up. Crawford outside. Minky off the defense's hands will ride her way to a point as it goes down on Coyote court. Both teams exchanging powerful hits. And kudos to the defense on both ends, getting their hands up and blocking. Kopel, Johnson, Benson, big swing. Gilliland, big dive to keep it alive. McReynolds gets it over. St. Glace to Alex. Alex will pop it over to Benson. Benson will set it over the top. Joseph outside of Minky. Big swing, blocked by Kopel. Kopel keeps it alive. Johnson outside to Kopel. Kopel, big swing. And it's out of bounds as he tries to send it right through the middle and just puts a little too much on that ball. Gilliland kicks it over the top. McClemens gets it up. Johnson puts it to St. Glace, who just lightly touched it to get it over the net. A sneaky move from St. Glace, who will just lightly tip it over the top. McClemens right over the net. Crawford out to McReynolds. And McReynolds will secure that point with a big swing. Pima sends it over. Kopel, Johnson, Kopel. Gilliland keeps it alive, and it's out to McReynolds, who pops over the top. McClemens, Johnson, Benson, big swing, it's there. Benson consistently being able to find the open hole between the tight hands of the defense to ricochet off and get herself the point. Some elite accuracy from Benson, who will now transfer that into a serve. Crawford kicks it out to Gilliland from the back row. Gilliland gets it over. Benson out to Metcalf. Metcalf high and hard. Crawford all the way out. And McReynolds, to her best effort, will basically stand in the audience to kick that one back over the net, but will meet the post, and it's no good. Talia Benson with the serve. A great serve. Joseph keeps it alive. Crawford with a quick and tight set to number 7, Simon, who sends it over, but it's kept up. Cope will get it over. Makey meets the hands of Kopel, but it will be returned by McReynolds with some power for an Aztec point. Ellie Minky with the serve. It's a little high. McClemens will keep it alive. Benson will toss it to Metcalf, who will slam it over. McReynolds brings the thunder but is met with some lightning as the defense blocks the ball. The Coyotes rejecting that last ball and sending it right back into the Aztecs court. That'll be a point for them, and Kopel will go to the back row. Gilliland with the up. Crawford is met at the net with Sage Salazar. Benson keeps it alive, and Kopel swings from the back row. Another run for McReynolds into the audience, and it's put over. Simon tries to get up on the net and send it right back, but she'll send it out of bounds. Callie Kopel with the serve. A little strategic placement there. Crawford sends it to McReynolds, who tops it over. Salazar, Benson, Crafter. Big move right there. As Benson and Crafter switch up the pace and send it right through the middle into no man's land. Callie Kopel with the serve. It's good. Gilliland gets it up. It's a little off, but it's recovered by Crawford. And Minky from the back row will fly in and get the kill. Ellie Minky checking out for Julia Weatherby. McReynolds sends it over. McClemens gets it up, and Benson kicks it long to Sage Salazar. Powerhouse swing. Joseph keeps it alive. Gilliland with an over the top. Kopel, Benson, Salazar. McReynolds is there. Salazar is answering back off her own swing. McReynolds trying to recover, will send it too close to the net and into the hand of Sage Salazar, who swings and brings it home. Coyotes 13, Aztecs 5. Hakeem with a really tight over the net will hit it and go out of bounds. Some substitutions on both ends as Addie Fisher joins us on the court for the Aztecs for her serve. It's up. It's over. Kopel with the up. Benson out to Sage Salazar. She'll hammer it home, but Gilliland is there. Gilliland to answer back. She'll send it off the fingertips of the defense. McClemens with the recovery. Salazar with the swing. Fisher with the up. Pushed out to McReynolds in the back. Big power swing, but Benson's ready. McClemens gets to Metcalf. Metcalf finds her mark. Right down the center into the corner where no one is ready. Metcalf gets the kill. Addie Fisher checking out for number 7, Kenna Simmon. And Sydney Metcalf checking out for Alex Johnson. Alex sends it. A great swing. McReynolds is up. Gilliland with the missile. McClemens on the floor keeps it alive, and Sage Salazar bumps it over. Joseph over to number 18. Ava Harlison. We haven't seen a ton of her tonight, but a great play from her right in the middle as she'll send it off the hands of the Coyotes for a point. Crawford with the serve. Kopel gets it up. Johnson outside to Benson, who meets some resistance from Ellie Minky on the net. Brings it right back down. McClemens trying to recover on the floor, but can't get there in time. That'll be a point for the Aztecs. Coyotes 14, Aztecs 8. Aztecs trying to climb their way out of this deficit as Crawford sends it over. Benson, big swing for the return. Meets some resistance. Crawford keeps it up. Gilliland, another big swing. McClemens was ready. And Johnson pushes out to Sage Salazar. Can she do it? Yes, she can. Sledgehammer Salazar with the power and authority will bring it down. And Sage Salazar bringing the power consistently here tonight, and frankly, every game. Marissa Morehouse sends it over. Crawford to Gilliland. Gilliland over Johnson. McClemens outside to Kopel. and she'll bang the net. Haley Gilliland playing a great game tonight as the outside hitter for the Aztecs from Flagstaff, Arizona. She's got some serious height, 6 feet. Serving it over. Copel swings. Crawford out middle to Gilliland, who definitely can send it with some power. A little too much on that last one as it goes out of bounds, but she definitely hung in there from the back row and can put some serious heat behind that ball. McClemens will send it over. Great serve. Gilliland, Crawford, McReynolds. Big swing. McClemens was ready. Having a great game as Copel powers it down right in the middle. Jasmine Joseph looking to get there, but didn't have the spot. McClemens will send it. Great spot as she rides it just over the top and really close and up to the net. And number 18, Ava Harlison, wasn't quite ready for it. Brianna McClemens kicks it over in a completely different spot than before as Gilliland tries to get there. McReynolds will dump it over, and McClemens slides in for the recovery, but they'll call it on the court, and that'll be an Aztec point. Aztecs down by 8 as the score reads 18 Coyotes, 10 Aztecs. Jasmine Joseph sends it over, and Copel and Marissa Morehouse getting tangled up in each other's arms as they try to get the ball in time. Jasmine Joseph with the serve. It's up, it's over. And Marissa Morehouse will kick it up. Johnson outside to Benson with the laser. Gilliland keeps it up. Crawford down the middle to Simon, who puts the Coyotes into a scramble. Aztecs with the point. Aztecs seem to find a pace in the second part of the third match here, but can they make up the deficit from the first half? Crafter swinging big from the middle. Minky will keep it alive, and Gilliland will bump it over. McClemens, Johnson, Copel off the defense, kept alive by Crawford. Quick move, and McReynolds will keep it over and out. Johnson pushes long to Copel, big swing. Jasmine with the dive, Crawford, McReynolds. McClemens, quick hands, but sends it into no man's land for her team, and that'll be a point for the Aztecs. Coach Nelson calling a timeout as it feels like the Aztecs have turned a corner and started to add a few more points to their score here in the second part of the third match. Still quite a deficit as they were trying to climb their way out. Coyotes 18, Aztecs 12. But as we've seen in every match here and around the valley, if a team can catch steam and find their mark, anything can happen. We still got so much more to go as the Coyotes look to close it out here in the third match, and Aztecs look to make the return. We'll be right back in just a few seconds. When we're back, both teams back on the court. And for everyone join us, if there are any newcomers, we've got Pima in the baby blue and navy, and your Chandler-Gilbert Coyotes in the white and teal. Johnson out to Benson. Benson with a laser right through the defense and the backcourt will get the point. Benson having some great accuracy tonight on the serve, which he's about to do right now, and on the front row. Right over the net, Gilliland on her knees to get it up, and Simon will pound it home after a great set from Taylor Crawford. And Kenna Simon has some great hang time and height on her. When she gets a great set, she can really find her mark and send it straight into the floor. And it looks like maybe some discrepancy on the scoreboard as they try to line it up and get it proper. Looks like we're all squared up. Coyotes 19, Aztecs 14. And Ellie Minky will serve for the Aztecs. It's up, it's over. A little close to the line, but it'll be good. And Mick Reynolds sees an opportunity as it comes flying back to the net off the hands of the Coyotes. Will try to power it home, but doesn't get enough on it, and it go flying out of bounds. And those are some points the Aztecs can't give up right at this current moment. Crawford with a reversal to Simon. The Coyotes will return. Aztecs up on the floor will get it back over. McClemens out to Salazar. Big swing. Defense gets it over. McReynolds sets it back. McClemens, Metcalf open over the net. Simon will try to just dump it back. And McClemens rolling on the floor to recover. Cannot get it to her teammates in time as they watch the ball fall back out of bounds. Brown and McClemens all over the court tonight, giving her team the extra looks they've needed this season and in this game. McReynolds sends it over. McClemens is up. Benson gets to Sage Salazar, and she bounces it off the defense's hands as it goes out of bounds. Zariah Hakeem checking in for Kia Crafter. Hakeem gets it over. McReynolds keeps it alive. Gilliland with a fallback set over. St. Glace will send it back. Simon rolls it over the top, and Hakeem tries to get the pancake, but it's no good. Kenna Simon being crucial in these last few plays in that middle position, whether that was on the defensive block or offensively rolling it over the top. She'll check out for Addie Fisher at the serve. Riding the line, it's over. Copel dives to keep it alive, and Benson out to Salazar. Big swing. Sage Salazar hears the boom and sends it down. And you can't deny the power from Sage Salazar. Alex Johnson gets it over. Gilliland kicks it over. It looks like they tried to do a quick right of the net from number 18, Ava Harlison, but it's no good. Alex Johnson will serve. Johnson gets it over. McReynolds gets it up. It's sent over to Gilliland with a big swing, but Copel recovers, and St. Glace will kick it right over the top. A whistle blown on the play as a potential violation on the net. We're not exactly sure. But that will lead to the Aztecs getting a point. Coyotes 23, Aztecs 17 in these final moments of the third match. Taylor Crawford at the serve. It's up, it's over, and Copel will kick it back up. Johnson kicks it out to Benson. Benson bounces it off the hands of the defense. That was Ellie Minky. And it will go out of bounds. The Coyotes hitters making their presence known against the Aztecs with some great cohesiveness and power. 1 point away from victory. It'll be sent over. Minky will kick it. McClemens keeps it alive. Johnson pushes out to Benson. Benson looking for the mark, and it's just a little shy of the outside corner. It'll be out of bounds. That will be a point for the Aztecs. Haley Gilliland kicks it over. Copel, Johnson, Benson a little too close to the net as Alex Johnson sets it, and Benson unable to get there in time. That'll be a point for the Aztecs. It's over. Copel bumps it up. Johnson pushes far to Copel. Copel brings the power. And here's the boom as it's sent out of bounds off the hands of Ava Harlison on the block. That will be a 3-0 sweep game as the Coyotes come out triumphant against the Aztecs in this final matchup between these two teams. Tremendous effort from both teams. And the Coyotes really finding a great pace and cohesiveness and energy that we've been looking forward to seeing and seeing glimpses of, but really holding it throughout the entire game. And in conversations with Jeff Nelson, he mentioned that's something he's been working on, is really trying to find that cohesiveness that they've struggled to have because of some of the injuries and setbacks from the season. So it's great to see the Coyotes coming out and playing great volleyball here on the court tonight. Great effort from everybody and some great touches from Brianna McClemens, rolling on the floor and keeping those first touches alive. The Aztecs going home defeated after a well-fought game, bringing the power, but meeting the challenge that is Chandler-Gilbert Coyotes. We'll be right back with some interviews from the players. Stay locked and loaded, and we'll see you soon.
Okay.
All right, welcome to the broadcast. Can you hear me? Kind of just maybe pop it off the air. There we go.
Okay.
So, awesome game.
Thank
You
you.
were all over the floor tonight.
Thank you.
Getting those first kind of bumps to keep the game alive. And in talking to Coach Nelson, he talked about that being a crucial part of the game, and you were all over it tonight. So what was the mindset going into tonight's game and kind of getting prepped to play against the Aztecs, who you've played a couple times already, and this was the third matchup?
Yeah, I think the other two matchups, we kind of just never had the sense of urgency to win. I think we were kind of going through a slump the last two times we played them. I think this game we talked about having our word be driven and just staying driven and mentally tough during this game. No matter what happened, like the last few points of that game, we were, lost a couple, but I was like, we have to stay dialed.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think we talk about being calm and just trusting God and trusting what He has in store for this team.
Absolutely.
And I think we really showed that tonight in our calmness and passing and serving.
Absolutely. Well, it was apparent, and I was saying on the broadcast how, some games you guys come out really strong in the beginning. Some games it's a little slow, but tonight it felt really well-paced and in control of the game the whole way through. Did you feel like that was how it was? And we've kind of seen that throughout the games. How are you seeing your guys' team lean into the end of this conference and into playoffs?
Yeah, I think we just kind of have the notion that, it's freaking go time. It's go time. We can't really back off anymore. Like there's no, oh, it's okay. It's win or go home. So
Right.
I think just we had the mentality in the beginning of like literally we had that one word. It was stay driven, stay dialed, like no matter what. And I think
Absolutely.
we were just on the gas the whole time, having fun.
Yeah.
Volleyball's supposed to be fun. You know, tonight it was something bigger than volleyball.
Mhm.
It was something bigger than volleyball. I think we all noted that in our minds. And just playing for the cause and just
Yeah.
playing for God and playing for each other, I think is a big thing that helped us get through and end up with the W tonight.
Well, absolutely, and it was very obvious that you guys were playing and having fun and doing it for a higher purpose, and you had a tremendous game. It was fun to watch, and we're excited for the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.
Hey, awesome, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, it is. We just can't hear each other. Yeah, you're good. There you go. All right. Well, welcome back.
Yep.
Second time.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you've been on more than that with
I
Joe,
think it's
but
like 3.
okay,
I don't
third
know, I don't
time.
know.
But welcome back. And last time we talked, you talked about how some of those tough losses are really kind of motivate you guys to kind of close out these games and take the kill. And tonight, playing a team that you've lost a couple times to this last matchup, how are you feeling in this game? And it felt like that mindset was there. So how are you feeling in tonight's game?
I felt really good about it. I felt like we came in very prepared. We watched film on them specifically to kind of figure out what we needed to change and work on in practice. And we met this afternoon and talked about a word that we wanted to focus on today for our game, and that was driven, just to stay driven and have the drive to really finish and push and do whatever we can to win.
Absolutely. Well, it felt driven tonight. And
Yeah.
I was telling Brianna that one of the big things is sometimes we see the team come out really fast-paced and with power, and sometimes it comes out a little slow. And tonight felt really consistent and calm and just driven the whole time.
Yeah.
So did you feel likewise for that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I feel like every time we kind of could feel ourselves dip in, we were like, hey, drive, get on it right now. We're going to stop it and keep going.
Well, it was exciting to see. And how are you guys feeling now playing Pima, right? They're ranked 3rd or 4th, depending on the week or the day.
Yeah.
How are you guys feeling going to the playoffs? And talking to both coaches, they mentioned, this is really the end of the season where all the teams are so good.
Oh, yeah.
The end of the season is really where it locks in and you kind of see who's going to rise to the top. How are you guys feeling going into the end here?
I'm feeling really good, especially after this win. I feel like after losing to them twice, just to show that we can do it and we're a good team and we can compete with them. And to win in 3, I think was a really big thing for us because we tend to take it to 4 or 5. So I think it was really big for us just to stop it in 3, and I feel like it set us up good for the next couple games.
Awesome. Well, you really set the words in motion in the last interview where you said we want to take the kills and really close them out, and you guys did that exactly here tonight. So thanks for coming back on.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Looking forward to the next game.
Thanks. Me too. Alrighty. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thank you. Well, once again, everybody, thank you so much for joining us on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network for the Live Like Lexi Foundation game. Once again, if you have the opportunity, go check them out at livelikelexi.org or livelikeLexiFoundation.org. It's a great foundation, and I love what the players said tonight. They're playing for a higher purpose and for a cause, and that was apparent tonight. Go check them out. It's for a great cause, and go support what they're trying to do there in their sport of young student athletes playing the game of volleyball, the game that they love. We're so glad that everyone could join us in the audience here in person, the wonderful officials that joined us tonight and moderated the game. We appreciate everyone so much. We'll see you next time on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network. I'm Matt McCurdy. Checking out. Thanks.